What's up, guys? I'm Andy. Here we have a Buick Enclave with a problem with the trailer hitch connection. I don't exactly know what's wrong with it. There's something electrically, whether there's a fuse blown or a wire issue right here, but whenever the trailer is plugged in, it's not working properly. So in this video, we're gonna check that out, and we'll start right now. I already pulled this cover off. It just comes off with a couple little twist locks on the bottom, and then it slides down. And then that's where you would attach your trailer attachments and then the electrical part of the trailer. And there's a little wiring diagram right on here that you can see. So we can see where the electronic brake would be. And that's going to be that one right there. And there's the stop and turn lights. It's going to be right there. So before I go any further, I mean, that's the gist of it. It pretty much tells you where everything is. I'm going to turn the key on, and I'm going to push down on the brakes. So come on over here. Turn the key on, and I'm just going to use this, just a pry bar, just against the brake pedal. Then I'm going to have the seat go right up against it, just so the brake lights are on. I can see that the brake lights are on, so now we can do some testing. We're gonna use a test light for this. And what we can do is find a good ground. You should be able to ground it right on here. And we want brake lights or stop lights. So let's see if we get any power out of this one. You should always test your test light before you do this too. Just put it on a battery and test it, but looks like I don't have anything there, unless my ground is bad. And there is a ground on here too, so let's see where the ground is. The ground is right here. So this is the ground. So if I attach one side right here, the other side right there, that should light up, and it's not. So let's see if we have anything else. Nothing's lighting up at all. Okay, I did print up a wiring diagram already, so I can see what's going on here, at least where I should get my power, some stuff. And we will check fuses in a minute, but I just wanted to see what I have here. And it seems like there's different fuses for each one of those. So the stop light, turn signal, backup light, stop light. Well, I didn't have the backup lights on, so that wouldn't have lit up. But then trailer lamps should have lit up. So let's just check the back of this. You know, obviously look inside there and see if there's any corrosion, but it didn't look like there's any corrosion. There's a connector right here. Let's pop the connector off. Just take a look and see if there's any corrosion in there. It doesn't look too bad. So we can do the same test right here. We can turn the key on and then just lightly touch all those terminals. So let's do that right now before we check for fuses. Now I'll just test this with the connector disconnected. The same thing, just attached to a ground, and I get nothing. So now let's go to the fuses. Now under the hood, here's the fuse box that we're gonna check. There's a couple locks on it. Just slide the box up, and we have to look for the right fuse. So there's a key on the back of here. Then I can't see anything. Trailer power. Let's see what that one is. So this goes like this. This is going to be a 30 amp fuse. service. So there's no fuse in there. Trailer power. There's a fuse missing there. In trailer parking lights, there's a fuse missing there. Maybe we just have fuses missing. So I need a 30 amp and a 10 amp. There's a 30 amp fuse right here. We can put there. So this is going to go right here. Try to get that to line up. Then I need a 10 amp. No 10 amps there. Where's the other 10 amp service ones? Service 10 amp right here. I guess I should have checked to make sure it's not blown. Yep, that looks clean. It's new. You never know. Someone could have put a blown fuse in the service port. So put that there. And put this one here. And maybe our trailer will work. So that's those two. Let's just see if there's any others. These two also. There's no fuses here. Those are for the trailer. So we're gonna put fuses there too. All right, let me go get some fuses. I got some more fuses. These are those micro fuses. They're extremely small or short. So just make sure you get the 10 amp. And I'll put those in those two locations. And I think that's it for the trailer. Then we can go test everything. That looks pretty good. Let's give it a try. Turn the key on, put the brake on again. I reconnected the connector because we obviously found a problem. There was no fuses in there. So now we'll just check my ground. Well, attach the ground, see if the brake lights work. Nothing. What's going on here? There we go. So that's a ground. And we have power right there. Running lamps. So the running lamps works. Electronic brake. Okay, I'm not worried about that. Backup lights. Stop lights and turning. So right there. So I was just on the wrong terminal. So this should be the brake lights. Whoops. I'm all tangled up. There we go. Okay. So there's a good ground. That's for the running lights. Stop and turn signals. Right here. So that should be that one. It's not working. What's that one? Running lamps. Oh. So this one's running lights. That's battery positive. The brake lights aren't working. Left hand, turn signal, stop. Right hand. So these both side ones should be lighting up, and they're not. Let's go double check the fuses. All right, so the turn and stop are these two right here. And those are not lighting up. So I should have looked at the schematic before we tested this again. But there should be a trailer stop left and right relay right before the fuses. So even if the fuses are there, it's not going to work. Those two relays are right here and right here. So those should be right there and right there. So we're going to have to add those relays. We can't even do anything without those relays. And it doesn't look like there's any extra relays. For the backup, you're going to need another relay as well, and that's right there. So if you look right here, that's where that relay is. So you need 3 relays, that one and those 2. You need the fuse that goes right there, the 10 amp fuse, the 30 amp fuse, 2 10 amp fuses right there, another 10 amp fuse right there for the backup, and then the relays. So we're going to put all these relays and fuses in. And I don't know if someone took these out or if this is from the factory. I would assume it's from the factory. They didn't put all this extra stuff in, because I don't know why someone would have taken all of that out. So let's test that. At least we can test the one side. All right, so let's see, what side is that? Right side. So if I turn the turn signal on for the right side, that should work. I took that brake pedal off. And if we test this, this should flash. There we go. All right. And it's flashing, so that's working. So it seems like all we need is some fuses and some relays, and then this works fine. I was looking on the computer and looking at some TSBs, technical service bulletins, and seeing if there was anything on trailer lights, and there was, and towing. So I printed it up, and if you look at this, it actually says you have to install those fuses and relays. If you go here, and those are the actual fuses that we installed and the relays that we're gonna have to install. So I could have went and looked it up on the computer. I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal. Just take a test light and just check it real quick, and then even checking the fuses was pretty quick. But that's something you wanna keep in mind. If you have one of these vehicles, you're gonna have to add those relays and fuses. If you're having trouble with fuses popping when you're dealing with trailer issues, it could have something to do with the trailer. If you replace the fuse and everything seems fine, there could be too much of a load on the trailer, whether there's a wiring issue or a connector issue. Our issue happened to be fuses and relays, which hopefully there's nothing else going on. I don't have the trailer here to test it, but I have a feeling this just didn't come with these from the factory, and that's what's going on here. If you enjoyed this video and it helped you out, make sure you subscribe to our channel, ring the bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our videos.